Loitering Joker.
Hey guys, it's me. I'm Loitering Joker, and just before I started recording, I realized this is my first time actually making a video for YouTube that I'm uploading. Today we're looking at something I worked on stream. If you want to see that, I'll leave links in the bio for my Twitch and whatever. This was a piece that I kind of played with a few times. I wanted to do a picture of a crocodile, not necessarily emerging, but just kind of coming up out of the water and kind of swimming along. I think it's a really neat visual. So I was playing with that, and I was learning some stuff about values and whatnot. I'm not necessarily a high-end professional artist, but I'm learning, and I think the beautiful thing about art is you're kind of always learning. So you can see, like here, I'm playing with some of the brushes, and initially this was just supposed to be a layout sketch because I wanted to do something a little bit more akin to a painterly look. But after I kind of finished the eye, I really liked how it was looking. I had the brush at like 40% transparency or something, so I was having to do a few strokes to get it to look the way I wanted. And then I really liked the layered look, so I kind of buckled in. You can see there, I kind of went over. I did like one pass on everything that was filled in to give you like the base colors for the scales, and then for the darker areas I did two passes. The bulk of this work was just doing scales, as you'd probably expect from, you know, drawing a crocodile. Right now I'm not doing anything too important. I'm just kind of putting down some building blocks for scales, erasing some lines and stuff, because those will be present underneath because we're not doing 100%. We're not doing 100% on the transparency, so everything's see-through to some extent. So I didn't want that showing through. There's a few areas where I didn't 100% erase them, so there's still some lines underneath. I'm okay with that. Not everything has to be perfect, and I think kind of being able... right here, I took a smoke break on stream, and so I left that up. You'll see later that comes back again to rear its ugly head because I was not thinking when I was zoomed in. I accidentally, because that's on its own layer. But here, all this is done on a single layer. Right here, you can see I'm kind of filling out a lot of the more square shapes of the scales that surround the eyes. Filling them in, getting them darkened, working on some up-close shading. This is one of those pieces where I think it kind of, a lot of its value comes from how close you are to it. A lot of the shading more subtly shows up a little bit more how close you are. I later on, I'll change the color of the pen I'm using and just kind of flip it back and forth, and it really pops when it's on a darker color. This is one of the areas I was actually least happy with, looking back on the piece, because I had kind of skeletoned out the head a little bit, and here you see I kind of fill out the smaller scales on the top of the head, but then I went around and I used plates going back down the back of the head, and you see how tight they are at the top. It makes it look very angular instead of kind of a natural rounding of the head, and that's been eaten away at me since I finished this piece, but I'm happy enough with the overall product, and I got out of this experience the learning experience that I wanted to, in terms of understanding values, understanding layering, my brushwork, playing with shading, highlighting. Right now, while we're doing some of the smaller scale work, if you haven't subscribed, please. This is my first official video. I have a few VODs on the channel from streams, but I haven't really been paying too much attention to this channel, but I'm planning on doing a lot more of my speed art as time goes on, because I think it's fascinating to kind of watch the process and talk on it, reflect on your own work so you can kind of see where you were making errors and whatnot. Here, I initially wanted to do more of the back poking out of the water, but then I really resolved to just like I think that's just going to fill it up a lot. Yeah, you can see there I was playing with some of the colors. I really like how it looks with the black line work. I like working in blue though. Something about blue helps my brain process different layers and how I'm approaching my work. I always sketch in blue. Yeah, here. I went for a smoke, I came back, but because I was zoomed in on the scales, I didn't see that I had my little BRB thing up. It stays there for a minute while we're zoomed in, because you gotta keep in mind, we're seeing this all pulled out. I was zoomed in so close because I was shading the scales as I was working here. And I don't realize it for quite a while that my Siggy break sign was up. You can hear my hamster in my background. I don't know if my mic's picking it up, but I can hear him in the background chattering away at some food. There we go. That a boy. Took me long enough. This is probably one of my more fascinating projects I've worked on recently. I think the biggest thing was because of the transparency. If you see, like, I think I had to go over everything a minimum of 4 times if I wanted to create a solid color. So a lot of the places where I'm starting to space them out a little bit more. I'm pointing at my tablet that you cannot see while I'm saying this, but where I'm trying to space it out a little more because some of the scales, the way crocodile scales work is like they're a lot more dense in places that like are going to get more attention. So like they're going to be biting stuff, they're going to be getting hit in the head. So it's really compact on the head, and then around like the back of the neck area, it's a little bit more skin. The scales are a little fewer and far in between. They're not as tightly packed. So it just kind of presents itself differently. So you get a little bit more of the skin. In this, I'm using the black or the deep blue as it stands currently as the division between the skin and the scales. Reflecting on it now, I wish I might have approached it a little differently, but ultimately, for what this was as an experimental project, I'm so happy with the results. Up here, we're going to be playing with some colors now because we've basically done all our line work, so I kind of played around, found a nice yellowy green for the skin that I liked. We're playing with some background colors. The picture I was using for reference had a beautiful top of the lake that was like covered in like almost a honey gold. But I was having a really hard time replicating that. So I kind of wound up resolving to playing with like almost this pinky purple color. I'm not experienced at using at drawing water, so we definitely had to experiment a lot, and I think it wound up kind of coming through in the end. But we're coming up to the end of the project, so thank you for your time. If you enjoyed hanging out, subscribe, or if you want to check out my Twitch, I'll leave a link in the description. Thank you, everybody. Take care. Have a good day.